Hello, hello. Let me know if you can hear me and see me okay. So tonight we are live. It's Tutorial Thursday. Welcome to Brian, Shelli, and Darnell. Of course, they got here quick because I put the link in the group. So tonight we're going to do a step-by-step tutorial on this gorgeous flower technique. I'm going to give time for people to come in because our notifications have to go out. Sound and picture okay? Thank you. Thank you, Shelli. So I have last week's, or 2 weeks ago, paintings here too. There's Moose. Hi, Moose. Thank you for the apple. I do it out of love, not for food. Hi, Susan. Alright, so we can chat while we're waiting for other people to come in. So I'm going to set this aside because this was from Monday night. So last time we did a tutorial, which was 2 weeks ago, we did an open cup. This dried beautiful. Love all the luscious cells in there. And that champagne shimmer is really pretty in there. So I'm very happy with that one. And then we did a dustpan pour. Of course, I should have used a big canvas and did a big one, but this is okay. It'll work fine. So that one came out pretty cool. The juniper is gorgeous in there. And like I said, we were going to have issues with that juniper there, and we do. But we can fix that. We can do something on here. Not sure what yet. I've got a lot of paintings I want to do stuff to. When we find time, we will do something like that. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Angie. Hi, Vic. Hope you're feeling better. Alright, so Monday we did our version of Fiona's recipe. Shelli and I collaborated on this recipe. I kind of told her what to put in it, and she did all the testing because I was swamped packing for the beach. But we're getting some beautiful results, so tonight I'm going to share this recipe with y'all. It's not going to be some secret. We are going to share it. Because that's how we roll. Hi, Helen. Hi, Larry. Hi, Sheena. Hi, Joy. So, if you weren't at the retreat, you might want to grab a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen, and we can write the recipe down as we go along. I could not find my other gallon of glue, so Alan ran to Michael's and got me a gallon of glue on his way home so that we could do this tonight. Alright, so this is what we call the reverse dip flour recipe. For your pouring medium, you want to probably start with a jug because you need to make enough to mix colors. And I like to make enough to mix a bottle full. Not that you will use that whole bottle in one painting, but you'll have it if you want to do more than one. Hi, Angie. Alright, so let's get started. So I'm not going to do the 3 cups, 2 cups. I'm going to do it in ounces because I've already mixed most of the stuff I want tonight. I am going to do 2 colors with you. I'm going to do Susan's Heirloom Rose with you, and also the Extreme Sheen Garnet, because these are two different types of paints, and I want you to see how we mix those. But first we need to make the pouring medium. Alright, so Craft Smart Glue, find it at Michael's. I buy it by the gallon, $9.99 a gallon. Use a coupon, get 20% off. I'm not sure if you can use it for that though, because they're pretty picky about what they let you use the coupons on. So we're going to just do 3 ounces. And then we're going to do 2 ounces of distilled water or purified water. Either one, doesn't matter. Water's water, as long as it's not tap water. So this is our pouring medium so far, because we're going to add a few things to this that normally don't go in here. Well, at least to this we are. So you want to stir that really well. Oh, it is, honey? Thanks for letting me know that. So now it's $11.99 a gallon. Still cheaper than Elmer's Glue All. I have not tried this recipe, this one, with Elmer's Glue All. Would be fun to try that too. So after you stir, and stir and stir and stir, you're still going to have a little bit of what I call a little goopiness to it, because it just doesn't break down like I thought it would. So because we used 2 ounces of water, we're only going to use 0.2 of Liquitex Pouring Medium. This is going to be your binder. That's all it takes. This is just enough probably to make one color. So follow the recipe here that I did put it in the description. If you're making the 3 cups, 2 cups version, it'll get you through the whole thing. I mixed up a huge half a gallon full of it, so I like to mix up my colors. Alright, so that's your pouring medium. So now for the pearl pour medium. I can probably get away with a cup on this one. So we're going to take 0.5, which is a half an ounce, of Amsterdam Titanium White. And we're going to take a half an ounce of the Deco Art Satin Enamels. This is something new that you may not have seen in this recipe before. And this is where we found our ta-da. Right, Shell? But we kept cutting it back and cutting it back because it was too much at first. So we cut it way down. So another 0.5. So I'll bring this up to 1 ounce. There we go. And now we need 2 parts of Vallejo, which will be our 2 ounces. And the Vallejo Pearl Medium you can get from Blix. It's kind of expensive, but it'll last you a long time, unless you're doing a ton of flowers. And I don't think I have one open here. I thought I did. Let me just gaze over my table. I hate opening something new when I have one open already. Okay. So I want 2 ounces. So you want to give that a good stir before you add the pouring medium. So right now it's pretty thick. This was what we would say is a paint, and before you would add pouring medium to it. All right, now for the pouring medium. We're going to add 4 ounces to this, but I like to do 3 first because you never know what consistency paints. All of them can be different even though they're the same brand. Like you buy it 1 month and it's fine, and the next month it's thin. So I'm only going to do 3. You want everything to be the same consistency on this. So we're still pretty thick. Still a little lumpy, which is fine because I already have some mix, so this is going to get added to my jug. Maybe just a touch more. Let me clean my stick here. Make sure you get all that paint off your stick too. Okay. So there's really just a little bit of a trace, but you don't want it super thick. So we're good. I think that's good there. I'm not going to add any more to it. So I'm going to set that aside. Now I'm probably going to have to make some more. No, I won't because I have some. I was thinking I was going to have to make some more of the pouring medium, but I have some in a jug. Alright, so that's your pearl. That I would put in a bottle. I like my colors in a bottle, but tonight I'm going to have one that's not. I'm actually going to have a couple that aren't in a bottle tonight. Okay, so now we're going to mix some colors. Let's start with the Deco Art Extreme Sheen. This is also a game changer in this recipe. Doris had told me about it, and I'm sure Fiona had mentioned it to her, that this does help produce more pearls. So if you can use one of these next to your pearl mixture, you'll get them pretty pearls for sure. Alright, let me zero that out. I'm only going to do 1 ounce. See, now this is thick. Normally a craft paint is pretty thin. This is thick. I'm only going to do 1/2 ounce because that's going to be plenty, I think. And we'll do 2 parts of the pouring medium. So that'll be 1 ounce. Let me see where that brings us. Because you're definitely going to need more pouring medium. If it's still too super thick, I would add more pouring medium before I would add a bunch of water. It's all about the binder. Yeah, that's super thick. Alright, let me add some of my mix I already have. So I'm going to bring it up to the 2. 0.5 because that'll be my 2 parts. So it was 1 part paint, 2 parts of the pouring medium. And I think we'll be okay there. I'll get it just a touch of water. I'm right there. I just want to break that a little bit. It kills me to put water in anything. I don't like it. Perfect. Okay, so that's the Extreme Sheen. Now, with a heavier body paint, we're going to have to use more pouring medium. This is my personal stash for out here. So you can tell I've never used that one. Oh, paint everywhere, huh? Okay, so let's do our 1 ounce of paint. This is so much thicker, but it may break down different than the other one, so we'll see how that goes. I think I'm going to just leave it at half, like we did the other one. Let's see what we get. Alright, let me finish this one up. Oops, right there. So that's 1 ounce. See how thick? So you definitely have to add more. So that was our 2-to-1 right there. I'm going to add just a little bit more pouring medium, and then we'll finish off with water. It's all about keeping the binder and less water. And this is definitely thinner than the paint, so it helps break it down more. So I've been using this on a few paintings, and I'm really loving this color. I go through my little spurts of color choices, and then I'm like, wow, that's really pretty. Why didn't I use that before? So it is a gorgeous color. So there it is. Stick again. I may have to add just a tad more. Just a tad. Just a psst. I did that a lot at the beach. Just a psst. Because we had spray bottles. There we go. Perfect. So that's the recipe. You'll find it down below in the description box. And you can copy and paste it from there into your clipboard and print yourself off a copy. Everybody that was at the retreat got a laminated copy, so theirs will be good forever. Okay. I'm getting some stuff out of the way. I'm going to pour this pearl mixture into my jug of pearl mixture that I already have made, because I was making batches. It keeps good in a storage container. You don't have to worry about it. If it gets too thick on you, you can always add a little bit of water before you use it. In your cup though, not in the jug. Try not to add it to that, because you want to keep it as whole as it is without breaking it down and contaminating it with water. All right. So for this one, my first painting, I'm going to be using, I already mixed this one. And Mary Ellen, they're going to go in my Etsy shop. I just printed them out today, so I have to build them yet and laminate them, and I'll have them in the Etsy shop. So Victoria's Muscadine Wine, Susan's Heirloom Rose, Deco Art Extreme Sheen Garnet, and I'm going to be using gold. This is our gold brush, and the pearl mix. I'm going to put a parchment down. Don't know if it'll work, but we'll try it. So I don't have to change the pad out. I have so much stuff sitting on it. Oops, and we're blurry. Okay. I am going to tack this one down. I didn't do it the other day, and I had some issues. I'm going to tack this one down. This is just Loctite Fun Tack. Hold your canvas onto your spinner. Okay. So, I'm not even sure if I still have the, gosh, I shut the autofocus off too. Why it's doing that. Come on, camera. Why you gotta give me a hard time? Alright. Keep it there while it's there. So, I tried putting my cake break on, but it was too snug. I gotta monkey around with it when I'm not in a hurry. I didn't want to spin. So, I'll use Brian's Cake Break 3000. When I need it. Any questions before I start pouring? I know, I want to get a new mirror. I just keep forgetting when I go to $1.25 Tree if they have a new one or not. I'm just going to put a piece of tape on my spinner for a second. Susan, we haven't tried this recipe with anything else. I wonder what it would do with the flip cup. I don't know. We haven't perused that. I mean, we have recipes for everything else, so, you know, I get it that you would like to use it for something else. You could try a flip cup. I don't know. Because it does. It's, you know, you mix all this stuff up, and what if you don't want to do 10 flowers, you know? Yeah, we haven't experimented that much with it yet. So I'm just using my squirt bottle because I had too much paint on the last one in the middle, so I'm going to go a little easier this time. Me too, Darnell. Got one on Monday. Let's see if we can get one tonight. I just think it's great that we found a recipe that works, but let's see if it works every time, you know. We had great success at the beach, so the girls were getting the bloomy. So it's definitely a good recipe. Okay. Now, these little cups, these dessert cups, I think I have them in my Amazon shop. I'm not positive. They come and go on Etsy, on Amazon. So a lot of times you'll see them in my shop, but it won't tell you how much they are. That means they're out of stock. Shelly's going to check for us and see if they're there. Thank you, Shelly. She's awesome like that. I'm just pushing that white over the edge. Ah, I swear this camera hates me. It's too bright in my studio with all the lights. Alright, so I'm going to start with muscadine wine. Maybe once I get a color down, we'll be okay. So as soon as you see your color running down, now on your first one it doesn't really matter because you do want a good puddle started. But I'll show you on the next one. And I hate using cups. I love squirt bottles better. But we got to do what we got to do, right? Alright, so we're going to use Susan's Heirloom Rose next. So as soon as I see it go over the edge, like that, I'm going to stop. Because when I put the next color down, it'll push that one down. You don't want to get too much color on the canvas. $18.99 for 100, Bri. Alright, this is our pearl mix. You definitely don't want to overuse this either. Let's set that over here. Here's where we'll put our extreme sheen. So we get a nice reaction with the pearl. And then our gold, which is another metallic. So I do 2 layers of color and then the pearl mix. Back to muscadine wine. Susan's Heirloom. Pearl mix. The garnet from Deco. And some Gold Rush. So because I'm using a 12 by 12 canvas, I'm going to go one more layer. If you're doing a 10 by 10, 2 is enough. Oops, I need pearl. Did that the other night too. Susan's. garnet. Boy, that garnet comes out like a train. Like you're using me. Gold Rush. And some pearl. Alright. Give that a minute to go down before you blow it, because you don't want to blow a pile of color out of there. I can tell Finney's been over here today. Nothing's reaching, which means he's moved stuff. Thanks, Finny, for moving my stuff. Alright. Best way to move your cup is to grab the two dry edges. Pick it completely up and turn. And you want to line those spouts with the petal edges. So the next ones will go in between those. So I'm going to pop some bubbles while I'm here. And we're going to start again. Victoria's Muscadine wine. Susan's Heirloom. A little bit of pearl. The garnet. The gold. So a lot of people stop here with just one layer. I do two, because this is what develops your center on your flower. I know it's a lot of paint, but we can spin it and open it up just a smidge. So that little cup of paint like we mixed is good. It's enough paint for one flower. And I am going to end with the gold. But I'm going to put just a tiny bit of pearl there for my center. So it's just going to be one little dot there. That's it. I thought I had a cap for the gold. I'll give it a new one. Oh my goodness. I should have shut Messenger off. Alright, let's blow this off. Now, I didn't draw my lines out when I should have, but I still can do it. While that settles. And you don't have to do that. I don't know how much of a difference it actually makes. But if we're going to follow Fiona, we want to do it Fiona's way. Okay, so I'm going to take my tape off for a second. So I can draw these in, which makes those little hearts. And I never like the center when I do that. So I always like to suck that white paint out of there with my little syringe, my pipette. Now you don't have to spin this to open it up. I'm going to do it a little bit because I am a little off center. And I do want it bigger because when I take the napkin off, it's going to be smaller. So I'm just moving that out and then I'll move it back just to stretch it a smidge. Who's telling me I missed one? Did I really miss one? I did miss one. Thank you, Susan. I had a bullish moment. Okay. I'll bring my napkin over here. All right, let me just give it a quick torch, and I'm going to open it up a little bit. So it's just a very gentle spin, because if you go too hard, one of your edges is going to go over. Make a little adjustment with that. Alright, I'm good. I'm not going to do anything else to it. So now we're going to put the napkin on. The napkins I do have in my Amazon shop. I looked last night to make sure. So they are a 17-inch napkin. Super thick. But I do like to mist where the bend is in the middle. It's just easier to put it on the canvas. Just a very light mist though. You don't have to. I've done them with and without water. Alright, so if you hold it like a U, you can set that right in the middle of your painting. Grab your corner. And just let it fall where it needs to go. Couple bubbles there. You don't want to bash it. All you're doing is making sure that the napkin is touching the paint. And when you see the color coming through, you know it's touching. So you don't need to do anything else to it. I see a lot of people squish it and then their flowers don't come out right. So just wherever you see it not touching. Alright, the napkin. You don't want to pull high. You want to keep it about, I would say 4 inches above the canvas. This was one little trick that Doris taught me, because I was holding my napkin too high. And then on your second round, you're going to open these up and pull them towards you. And once you get them all together, I watch Fiona, she likes to gather some more before she pulls straight up. There's a lot of paint in the middle. So I didn't spin it out like I did Monday night, but I am getting the effects already. I'm going to give it a torch. I'm going to undo my tape. I always get one leaf one little petal that doesn't come out right. But we can fix that. So let me show you up close what it's starting to do. We're already getting the little bloom. So I don't want to mess with it too much because there's still a pile of paint there. Because I can spin that out and even it out. But what I have to do before I do that is make sure I have enough white around. Otherwise it's going to fold over. I did not have this problem Monday night. I didn't have to add anything. So I think it was because I put the base coat on thicker Monday night. And because this palette knife scares me. Because it's so big. I wish you could have seen the gorgeous paintings from the beach that the girls did. This technique, they were just beautiful. The color combos were beautiful. Alright, I'm just going to let it go just a little bit. I'm hoping that all my paint is in the middle. It's not as pretty as Monday nights. I will admit that. But we're going to do one more. I'm going to push it this way. See if it'll go that way a little bit. I'm not going to whip it. If you start getting too crazy with the spinning, you might lose some of your pretty poofs of color. It is moving that way a little bit though. But it's also coming that way and it scared me when I saw that. Alright, I'm not going to mess with it anymore because we'll lose the whole shape. But I am touching my edges. So we've watched enough of these on Doris's channel that we should all be comfortable with the napkin and all of that. So now it's just the recipe. So thank you to Doris and to Fiona for bringing this to us to play with. We just tweaked it so the United States people could actually get some gorgeous blooming going on in there too. So it's already changing more. But it's pretty. So is the paper. So I'm going to do one more because we have time. So I'm going to do, let me move this one. I'll do the same color palette we did Monday night because I already have the paints mixed. So I'm going to move that one to the drying rack. Say goodbye. Yeah, it definitely will dry darker. So we all know how dark muscadine wine dries. I'm going to use the same paper. It's not going to kill me. I do have to put, oh, the tacket's still there. Look at that. That's lucky. Okay. So our color palette from Monday night was, of course, the new Beach Retreat color. We used Praj Posse Deep Lagoon. Oh, Oops, I don't want to set that there. Hold on. I'm going to wipe my spot. I'm kind of a neat freak with this stuff. Shame on me. And of course our pearl. And then we'll do the Deco Art Aquamarine, Extreme Sheen, and our gold. So Joanne, I will message you later because we have something interesting to talk about. Well, I have something interesting to tell you that I shared with Shelli. I have to share it with my dream team yet. But we have a couple of people coming. It's exciting. But, hey Brian, can we video chat after the live? I have to ask you some questions. Okay. We can do it in the group. There goes my darn camera again. Oh, it hates me. Let me give it a cup to look at. That's not going to matter at all, is it? Okay. I get it. I get it. It hates me. That's the fun tack that I use. There it goes. I better hurry up and get a color down. They lost her luggage in both directions. Oh, that's awful, Catherine. Alright, so there's our new Beach Retreat 2022. Available in Etsy. It's gorgeous. I love it. Okay. Barrage Posse Deep Lagoon for contrast. Can't get any worse, Alan. If they lose it next year, she'll be prepared for that. Our Pearl Mix. This is Extreme Sheen Aquamarine. So pretty. Dee Dee used that at the retreat. It was gorgeous for her pearl pour. And Barrage Posse Gold Rush. I'm very fond of my gold. Sometimes we get some pretty cool effects with it. And then the pearl. Back to the Beach Retreat. I wish that was real. Deep Lagoon. Ellen and I were talking on the way home that we should retire and buy a beach house and just do classes every week. We could live there. Wouldn't that be fun? And you know, it's not so much, when I tell people it's expensive, if you think about it, is it really expensive? Because it's a beach vacation. You get to go paint. You get to hang out with some fun artists. You know, they're friendships that will last a lifetime. We all got along great. We didn't have any issues. We had a few house issues, but not any issues between artists. There was no fighting. So the house that we're getting next year is bigger, which will even be more fun. Okay, I got all my rounds done. I'm going to put my white on there. And I'll pull my petals out, because I forgot last time. I do want a torch. There's some bubbles from shaking that. And I'm going to turn my cup. Make sure I'm all lined up. Excuse me. Beach Retreat 2022. Deep Lagoon. Pearl. Aquamarine, Extreme Machine, and Gold Rush. That's funny, Beth. Beach Retreat. So if you're using cups and you're doing it on a turntable, I would like turn your canvas every once in a while so you don't end up with it all on one side, because I notice that happens with a lot of people. Their flour will be on one side because they've been pouring that way. So if you do like a round, then turn it, do another round and turn it. It should keep everything in the middle, unless your table's lopsided, of course. I like Brian's sarcasm shirt. It was cute. Okay, let's lift this off. I'm gonna pull these in. Tripped. Got it. Okay, I'm gonna pipe out that middle. I have these in my Amazon shop too, in case you're looking for pipettes. They're definitely you wanna have them, because sometimes you'll do a painting and there's just way too much of something in a spot. You can suck some of it out. So you want to squeeze it before you go in, and not while you're in there, because otherwise you'll get a bubble. Okay. There we go. Grab a napkin. We have no Mona tonight premiering. She's still at the beach with her family, having a blast, I hope. We haven't heard from her, so she must be having fun. Alright, do I want to spin it a little bit? I might want to open it just a smidge. Because if I don't, it's going to be too small and I'm not going to like it. I hate when it's a little flower on a big canvas. Get a little wonky there, and I hold on. Gonna do a little rescue here. Okay. Move it back. Alright. I messed around too much with that one. Okay. I'm laying my napkin. And before I pull my napkin up, I am going to put my tape back on my turntable so it doesn't move. Because that's important. You don't want that napkin to wiggle when you're lifting it, because you'll lose your shape of your flower. Okay. I think we're good. Let's pull. Open up, open up. Yeah. At least it's not too wonky. Let me spin it a little bit. Let me see if I can open it up. Come this way. Yeah, this one didn't come out so great. You win some, you lose some. But we're still going to get the gorgeous effects, because they're already popping. Don't be discouraged if you don't see anything when you first take your napkin off, because it does take a little bit. And that's going to be the satin enamels having time to work. But like I said, don't leave a ton of paint in that middle of that canvas, because you will get cracking, and you definitely don't want to dry it somewhere where there's air blowing across, because it will crack. Alright, let's get just a tiny. Move it that way. I can get that side to move a little bit. See, now you start getting wonky. I'm leaving it alone. It's not as pretty as the last one, but it's still going to be pretty. Any questions? Nobody? I know what Brian means. Isn't that funny how I can read his stuff and not say anything about it because I know what he means? It's like that grocery list, Bri. So funny. I'm going to bring it up and show you. Let me torch it a little bit because I didn't torch it yet. That'll bring up some more pearls as well. Those air pockets. Yeah, this one a little wonky. But you still get your pearls. Clutch my pearls. So that's that one. Oh my goodness. I went down the wrong pipe. You guys don't have any questions at all? You're such great students. These ones are from Webstaurant, Shelli, but the ones that are on my Amazon shop are the ones that, they're the exact same thing. They're just folded different, I think. Well, Brian, what's your question? Yeah, I could add leaves or something after it dries. Nice suggestion. And the other night I did put some lines through just to pull it so you know where it's supposed to go, which we can do again. It's not like a bloom where I can modify it though. So, okay, so this is the last Thursday of May. So next month we start blooming. We're going to start from the very beginning, how to mix, and how to, I'm not going to teach you the blow because I don't blow. I use machinery for that. But we're going to go over some things, doing functional blooms, like we do the clocks and stuff, but I'm going to show you how to get all that together. Yeah, the 13 by 13s is what is in my Amazon shop, Shell, because most people do these on a 10 by 10, so the 13 by 13s are perfect. These 17 by 17s are from Webstaurant. I wonder if Doris has the 17 by 17s in her Amazon shop, on her links. If you go to one of her Fiona Flower videos, lives, I'm sure she has the napkin link down there to get them on Amazon. I'll look for them tonight and I'll put them in my Amazon shop if anybody's wanting to get them. You can just bear with me till I get them in there. You could, Larry. You're going to lose a lot of it when you pull it up with the napkin. So I wouldn't do it before the napkin. And to put it in now while it's super wet, you may cause that to crack. The leaves may crack because you'd have to have them thick enough as the same as the painting or they're going to look funky. But thank you guys for being here tonight. And I do believe that Doris will be live Saturday with her giveaways. And this Sunday we have Brian. And then we'll be back Monday night. We have Moose on Saturday as well. She's live at 6 Eastern. And everybody else is back on schedule. It's awful to be back. I feel like we didn't even go away. I love you guys, and I will see you guys over at Doris's on Saturday. Bye now.